Yo, welcome in today's video. So in today's video I'll be showing you guys how to mix and master your Amapiano tracks like a pro, from a dummy level to a pro level. I'll be showing you guys the easiest way to mix and the easiest way to get a clean mix, and also I'll be providing you with some essential tips and strategies that you can use to get a clean mix. So without wasting time, let's get on the video. So what is mixing? Mixing is where the magic happens. It's the process of taking your individual tracks and blending them together to create a cohesive, professional sounding mix. Think of it like cooking a recipe. You've got your ingredients, drums, bass, melodies, and now it's time to combine them in just the right way to create a dish that's fine. In this tutorial, we'll cover everything from setting up your project to adding the final touches. We'll dive into the world of EQ, compression, reverb, and more, so you can learn how to balance your levels and create space in your mix. So I'll be showing you guys how to do all of that from first step to the last step, so that we can have a final clean mix. And now let's get on with the video and let's start the cook up. Okay, so let's talk about our main components. I'm going to introduce you to an EQ, a reverb, and compression. I'd say those three are the most key importance in mixing. So let me draw them for you. We got a reverb here. This is our reverb, and let me do the EQ, and now let me do like the compression. Like all this fancy, like my drawing really is really that bad, and I don't wanna lie, it's really that bad. So forget about my drawing. I'm going to show you what all of these guys, or what all of these plugins do on your mixing. So these guys here will play the key roles, or these guys here will play the key role in order to make these things go together. So what do I like to do? How do I use my EQ? How do I use my reverb? How do I use my compression? And how do they work? So firstly, let's start with the drums. I got the drums, and there's a bit of low frequencies that I want to cover out. So if I have an EQ, I'm going to cut off like the lows here and leave the mids and the highs. So after cutting the lows there, I'm gonna leave the kick as it be, so that I cannot get the low frequencies responses, so that I don't get low frequencies. And also after that, I'll know that I'm pretty clear to go on, and then I'll head to my bass. Basically my bass, I don't like to cut off EQs, and usually I don't add anything to it. So I play with the knobs to reduce it. Like, don't make it too loud, make it to a point that it is heard, but not like how may I say it, like not killing the low frequencies, not killing like the subs. And let's head to compression. I have my leads here, I can use an EQ to cut off the low frequencies. The reason I'm cutting low frequencies because the bass can have space there, because low frequencies is part of the bass, and non-instruments, all of these instruments must not enter with the bass. You know what I'm saying? So for the leads, usually I'd use reverb or compression. And also compression, you can use vocals here, or drums, or anything. Usually compression can be useful for anything. Like usually the compression keeps like makes your frequencies stay at the same level, making your frequencies not exceed a certain level. You get me? Like if I'm having let me draw for you a wave. So like I'm having a wave here. Okay, so think of it like a vocal mixing. This is our vocals here, and this is our wave, right? So let's say, as you can see, this frequency is a bit high, this frequency is a bit low. So I'm going to use a compression on it, and there's also attack, release, threshold, gain. There's a lot of this thing. I don't wanna lie. So usually our attack, let's start with the attack. So our attack, usually, let me say, responses to how frequent, like how the compression should attack. A faster attack will include that the vocal will be chopped here, meaning that some part of the vocals will be chopped. Like it'll be, let me say, it'll cut off this piece right here, a faster attack. and then meaning that your vocals, some lyrics might not be heard, like it'd be like how may I say it? Okay, so some lyrics, okay, so some of lyrics might not be heard, and then a slower attack will make sure that some of your lyrics, like the first lips that you say, like the first thing that you say, that the lips that you say are heard, and then release will result in how long should the compression last. A faster release will hold this down, and a slower a longer release will hold this down, and a slower release will cut off from here, and then and then the vocal will not be compressed here, and then it will attack again. So, and then now let's talk about the ratio. So the ratio, I think, means, so I'm not going to get big, damn it, I'm not going deep into that ratio, but let's focus on the threshold. So the threshold, I told you guys about dB. So the threshold, the threshold is where you set your compression to attack. So maybe let's say I got -20 and my threshold is at, let's say, 0. Okay, let me say at 10 minus 30, right? -30. Okay, actually, let's forget about this. So I want my threshold to attack. Let's say that I want it to attack at -15 dBs. So I'm gonna set my threshold to attack at -15 dBs, and after setting it, it'll start attacking at -15 dBs. If you want to know more about compression, search it about compression. I'm not going too deep into this stuff. This thing is complicated even for me, and I'm not doing some engineering, but at least I know the basics, how this thing works. So after that we got the compression, and let's say we done the compression, and our audio turns into this. So it turns into a level frequency. You know what I'm saying? That's how you use your compression. And then the reverb. So the reverb, I'd use it for the beats, to add more brightness to the song, and more ambient, to make it more open and more space. You know what I'm saying? So that's all of it. Now let's head to the process of really mixing everything down, and I'll be telling you guys the things that I've been saying that are really important. So take note and take seriously all of this stuff. Don't undermine the EQ's way, because EQ usually makes a lot of difference in your track, and it can be used for a lot of stuff. You can increase the brightness of your track, your highs, your mids, and compression can set maybe a sample or your drums or vocals into a certain level, so that it does not be exceeded, and set them straight like for a while. And then reverb can be used to make your track sounds brighter, and then that's it. So let's head to the process of mixing this things and using these components to mix a track. So I'll be doing everything from scratch, and I'll be explaining everything for you guys to keep up with me. Okay, so I'll be mixing a track called Mugwanti. This is an FLP that I've done recently, so let me show you how it sounds without the mixing itself. Okay, like there's a lot that we can do here. So firstly, let's start off with the drums, and let's listen to them. And now let's set to I think the drum sounds like pretty alright to me. And now let's set to like the percussion here, and this percussion here. Let me hear. So did you see like the difference? Like this percussion here has low frequency, and I don't want that. Can you hear that? So I don't want that. It's gonna ruin the mix, so I'm gonna cut it just to reduce the low frequencies. And also this guy too here, MX 58 pack. Oh, that's the wrong. So, that makes a lot of difference. Can you hear? It really makes a difference to my ears and the mixing. And now let's head to the melody part. And now let's head to this melody part here. Oh, it's not a melody, it's a bass. So for the bass, what I recommend is that don't push like this velocity too much on the sub. And also, if you want your sub to be hitting hard, rather don't use this multiplier volume knob to increase the punchiness of the FM sub. That this way, like if you increase it here, is like it's gonna make the sub too much louder. So I'd recommend you use the channel volume here and then maybe put it around 90 down. Don't push it to 100 because it's gonna sound way louder, your FM sub, and it's gonna be bad for the mix. So now let's head to this here melody, or is a bass. So like this bass sounds pretty right to me. The reason like I push like this log drum the velocity to the mix is because I wanted to be head, and also like it's a style like from Guanti, so like it's a style, so you can get like the Guanti vibe. And also, as you can see, I used the multiplier here because it's the log drum. I want it to be head, so I don't want it to be soft, and because it's not, also the reason I put on like increase the multiply is because log drum is not head when you not, or like if you do not increase the multiply, like because it's soft. But FM sub hits hard on the speakers because it's a sub. And now let's head to the melody. So there's a lot of work that we can do here on the melody. And as you heard, guys, like this melody contains a lot of low frequencies. You can hear that. So I'm gonna open an EQ and then maybe select any preset here to cut, so that I can cut this thing off. You can use different methods, but still I can hear that thing. So now, like, I've cut off the sub frequencies to show you that this thing has really sub frequencies. Let me show you. So did you hear that? It has sub frequencies. And then also what I can do to spice up things is add a reverb and put this L cut to the full of, like, use all of it. And here's the reverb without the L cut. There's a lot of reverb in the room, and also I can decrease this decay thing. It makes it more spacey. And now let's head to our next component. This lead here is too loud, and so I'm gonna have to reduce it. Or so I wanna cut off the low frequency and also add reverb. And what you can do is also add delay and reduce this wet thing, and it makes a lot of bunch of difference. And we got another lead, so we can repeat the same step that we did. So like if you use like the steps that I'm teaching you guys, you can get the basics of like how to mix and master, and sometimes in the future you'll get better and understand what each of these components do, and you'll definitely know. So I like to cut off like the low frequencies for my leads, because I want the sub or the bass to hit hard and does not have any disturbance or fight with another frequency, another leads or another instrument. So we got this. So this guy's still too loud. Let me reduce this. Now we got another component here, the machine, and the machine likes to have a lot of low end, and I told you guys, so let me cut that off. Then we can repeat the whole same step. Like, this is so easy, guys. This is so easy, so easy. This is the easiest way. And then for my shaker, I like to have it at the normal standard level, because I don't want to push it through the mix, because the mix will have a lot of high frequencies. So that sounds about right to me. And now let's head to these two here. So like, this head sounds pretty fine to me. Like, mixing is not about that everything you have to mix. Some things you just have to let go. Some things you're just mixing for the sake, because maybe they ruin a certain part that you want to have control of, like maybe like the bass, or maybe if the basses have a lot of high frequencies, you can cut that off. There are no rules in mixing, guys. And then we have another pattern here. So the snare here sounds pretty right to me. So let's mix the log drum. Let's say I want to mix like this log drum here. So as you can see, the velocity, I push it to the max because I want it to be head and also to be a bit punchy. And also I'm gonna use this multiplier thing to increase the volume. And also let's head to like the mix. And then to the mix, what I can do is add that thing, what is it called again, a Fury stereo enhancer. No, not this thing, Fury panometric. Push this thing to the center to make your log drum stand out, and add a soft clipper to the mix. To make your log drum punch through the speakers and for it to be heard. Yeah. And let me load up the sub. So actually here I used the Morphine bass, and I think it sounds fine to me. It does not need any tweaking. This is like the basic level for it to stay at, to help like the log drum. And then there we got a clean mix. Boom, that's so easy. You can even do it too. Remember to cut off like the least frequencies, like the low ends, and the sub to have like the low frequencies, and do that, and let the drums be the drums. Don't let the drums take control of the highs and the lows too much. Like, let it be at the center level, and let the bass be head on top of that, and don't make it too much, and don't use too much. So that'll be it. Okay, now let's head to the sound difference test. So I'll be using two songs, this song here, the mixed and the unmastered mix, and I'll be giving you guys my honest reviews about them. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so guys, there's a sound comprehension that I want us to do. So for the Mgwandi track, I ended up submitting exporting two tracks, unmastered and mastered one, and then I'm gonna play them to the car and then tell you about how I feel about them. So let's play the first one, which is the unmastered track. So let me play it. Okay, so
So like the lead is high and it's taking up a lot of space, and the bass is a bit punchy, I might say. So let me play the next one for you guys. Okay, now I'm playing like the master version. So like the lead is calm and is in the background while the bass is taking up the space. Okay, that's it. And while the the log drum is taking up a lot of frequencies and making it a bit clicky. So I'd say like the sound mix is a perfect. I'd say that it sounds good and yeah, that'll be all.
Okay, so that'll conclude my tutorial. If you're still having questions about how do you do it and you're still not getting it, comment down below for a masterclass so that I can do a full course on how to mix and master. And that'll be it, and I'll be seeing you guys later. So bye.